us. My name is Alex Martins, and I am an admissions counselor helping out with IACAC. A couple just house cleaning, things to go over before University of Southern Indiana's starting tonight. We do have it where you can't ask questions. If you have any questions, feel free to use the Q&A and then type your questions in there, and you can do that at any time. If you wouldn't mind, just make sure your camera and microphone are off, just so that there's no interruptions during the presentations. You are more than welcome as well. There are more presentations. You're more than welcome to sign up and visit and view, I should say, at iacac.org. And if you by chance, something happens technology-wise, or if you have to tune out, we do have the recordings will be available on IACAC website. With that being said, I will turn it over to the University of Southern Indiana.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking the time and choosing to spend this 45 minutes with us. We're really excited to share with you about one of our favorite places on earth, the University of Southern Indiana. So to give a formal welcome for this evening, I'm pleased to introduce our Associate Director of Undergraduate Admissions, Mark Rusk.
Thank you, Corinne. And a big hello to our friends over in Illinois. Hopefully that some of you will make University of Southern Indiana your home away from home. We've always had a great relationship with Illinois. We're only 30 minutes away from the Illinois border. And we have students from 42 states. About a fourth of our student body is from out of state. But the state that gives us the most out-of-staters is Illinois, certainly. And just over the years, a lot of students have found that it's just a great place for them to be. They can go out of state without having to spend a lot of money. Most of our students who come from Illinois actually come at the in-state rate, which in many cases is less than some of the state schools in your home state of Illinois. So I hope you have a lot of good questions for us, and I hope we have a lot of great answers. I'd like to introduce now the admissions counselor who is responsible for working with you folks over in Illinois, Ms. Kirsten Hoaxang.
Hi, everybody. So like Mark said, my name is Kirsten Hoaxang, and I'm a senior admissions counselor here at USI. I'm also a USI grad, so I'm a proud alum and really excited to talk to you guys today. But I'm going to be sharing some really good information with you guys, specifically related to Illinois students. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into everything. So I'm actually going to have Corinne share our top 5 video today. So it'll be a good introduction to USI for you guys.
There are hundreds of reasons to attend the University of Southern Indiana and become a Screaming Eagle,
also known as a Screagle. But here are our top 5. Our 1,400 acres in Evansville, Indiana provide tons of natural beauty, including green space, lakes, trails, and thousands of gorgeous tulips that bloom each spring.
We have plenty of room to grow and explore.
My bad.
But navigating campus is super convenient. We like to call it the Goldilocks effect. USI is not too big, not too small. It's just the right size. You can walk almost anywhere, to class, your residence hall, or to pick up food with friends in about 5 minutes.
And if you're looking for a weekend adventure, Louisville, Indianapolis, St. Louis, and Cincinnati are all nearby.
Once you're here, though, you may not want to leave because our facilities are second to none.
From our state-of-the-art Screaming Eagles Arena, where students attend games for free, and our innovative Applied Engineering Center, to our residence halls with private restrooms, we live, learn, and play in some awesome spaces. We can't wait for you to see them for yourself. That brings us to our third reason to join us at USI, a landmark every Screaming Eagle knows, the Cone.
The Cone is one of the most recognizable and iconic sites on campus. It's part of the University Center, or UC, which is home to all kinds of food options and offices that will help you get involved at USI. Not only is the Cone a popular meeting spot, it's also the perfect photo backdrop.
Those offices inside the UC represent just a handful of the countless opportunities you'll have as a Screaming Eagle. You can choose from more than 140 student organizations or develop your passion and create your own.
We benefit from small class sizes and take hands-on learning seriously. Students recently built and launched a satellite with NASA, and USI partners with community businesses to offer internships and job experience too. Now, we could reveal the top reason to become a Screaming Eagle.
But we thought you should hear it from someone who spends every day making USI our home away from home, our president, Dr. Ronald Rashawn.
Come to USI and see our people. They are phenomenal human beings that make this place work. Our faculty, staff, students, our administrators are people who work together in a collaborative mode every single day to make USI what it is, distinctive and special. It's the people that make this place. It's the people that serve this place. It's the people that make us feel like this is home. Come and see USI. More importantly, come and meet our people.
So, are you ready to visit?
Schedule a campus tour or check out our virtual tour online. We hope to see you soon. Go Screagles.
Alrighty. So like I said, hopefully that was a really good introduction for you guys to USI. Kind of get to see campus a little bit, even though, trust me, those videos do not do it justice. Campus is a lot prettier in person, and we'll talk about those visits a little bit later. But I'm going to go ahead and give you kind of the overview of USI, especially talking about those different scholarships and costs and all that good stuff, because I know that's really important to you guys, especially being out of state. So to start off, I'm just going to go over a few things. So we do have 4 different academic colleges here at USI. Our biggest one is definitely that College of Nursing and Health Professions, pretty well known for our medical fields here. And so that's going to include different things like nursing, radiology, dental hygiene, occupational therapy, all of that good stuff. And then we have our Romaine College of Business. And so that is actually double accredited. It has the highest accreditation that any business school can get, and only about 2% of business schools in the entire world have it. Basically, what all that means is our students are in really good hands. So that's going to include different majors like business administration, accounting, finance, economics, marketing, computer science, all of that good stuff in there. And then we have our Pott College of Science, Engineering, and Education. And that is basically what it says it is. So science being biology, chemistry, biochem, exercise science, kinesiology. And then we have engineering, which is one of our growing fields, as well as education. And last but not least, we have our College of Liberal Arts, which is our most diverse college we have here at the university. It's got a lot of different majors in there, like psychology, sociology, criminal justice, communications, all of our languages are in there. Art, English, theater arts. Like I said, there's kind of a lot going on there in that College of Liberal Arts. And even if your major is not in there, you're probably still gonna be taking some of those core classes like that English or psychology or communications within there. Alrighty, so with that, we do have over 130 different areas of study that you can choose from. You can kind of mix and match these, major, minor, double major, trip major, whatever you wanna do. Possibilities are pretty endless there. So that is super, super exciting. As far as the university as a whole, we are a mid-sized campus, as the video stated. So we have a little over 11,000 students. But with that, our average class size is actually only around 20 students. So for some of you, that might be pretty similar to your high school experience, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit smaller. But I will tell you that that is by far my favorite part about being a student at USI, just because with those smaller class sizes, you have that ability to build those one-on-one relationships with your professor. They're going to help you succeed in any way possible. They're going to see you around campus. They're going to say hi to you. They're going to know your name by second week of school. It's just really nice to know that you are not just another person in a crowd of people. They actually care about you, want to get to know you, and all that good stuff. So like I said, that is definitely my favorite part about being a student here at USI. And as far as, getting involved, as the image states here, we do have over 140 different organizations and clubs that you can choose from. We send our students to over 60 different countries with our study abroad opportunities. And we also have 17 different men's and women's NCAA Division II sports, which are actually free for students. So that is a really nice plus as well. With that, let's go ahead and get into some of the money aspect of things, starting off with some scholarships for you guys. Actually, I lied. We're going to start off with the application because that makes sense. So let's talk about that application a little bit. So beginning in fall 2021, so here in this next year, we are test optional. Okay, so that means a few different things. So going back to the application, we do have our own application. We don't do the Common App. So it's going to be very quick and easy. You just go on our website, fill it out. It's going to take you maybe 10, 15 minutes. Okay, we don't require an essay or anything like that. So it's not going to take you long. On that application, it's going to ask you a question. Do you want to submit your test scores for admission or not? So if you decide to submit those test scores, we're going to be making a decision based off of GPA and test scores, just like we used to do. Okay. If you decide not to submit your test scores, we're going to be doing more of a holistic review. So we're going to be looking at, of course, still your GPA, but also the types of courses you're taking, the rigor of those courses, the trend of your grades throughout the years, extracurriculars, all of that good stuff. So like I said, more of a holistic review. Okay, the reason that I'm showing you this right here, this is our average freshman profile that we had for this past year. So we had an average GPA of 3.48, average SAT of 1080, and an average ACT of almost 23. Okay, so we do publish this on our website as well, and we think it is a good guide for you to kind of figure out exactly, whether you want to submit those test scores or not. And also in this time, we know that some of those tests are getting canceled. Some people don't love taking tests either and don't do as well. So that is the reason that we have moved to test optional. So if you guys have questions about that, feel free to put those in the Q&A. We are new to test optional, but we are very excited about it. So with that, now I'm going to get into some of those scholarships. So I'm going to start here with this David L. Rice Merit Scholarship. And so this is for anybody in our qualifying counties of Illinois. And so I'm going to show you what those counties are here in just a second. But this is going to be based off of your GPA. Okay, this used to be based off of GPA and test scores, but we have changed it to just be based off of GPA so that those who do not submit their test scores are still able to be eligible for this scholarship, which is really, really awesome. So basically this ranges anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000 per year for the 4 years that you go here to USI. And this is one of those automatic scholarships. So basically your application to USI is your application to this scholarship. So we just look at that GPA that is on your transcript and we decide whether we can give you this scholarship or not. Alrighty. Next up, we have our Illinois Regional Scholarship. And so if you live in any of the counties that are in this big star here in Southern Illinois, or if you live in Cook County up by Chicago, you will be eligible for this scholarship. And so basically what this means, you do have to live on campus for the first year in order to receive this scholarship. But basically, if you live in any of those counties, you are getting in-state tuition, which is really awesome. So I'll show you what that in-state tuition looks like here in just a second. But I will mention that those students who are eligible for this scholarship are also qualified to receive that David L. Rice Merit Scholarship that I just talked about. Alrighty. These last few scholarships that I want to talk about are out-of-state scholarships. And so these are for anybody who are outside of those counties, so those that aren't eligible for our Illinois Regional Award. And so we have our out-of-state merit scholarship here on the left. And so you do have to have a 3.5 GPA or above on a 4.0 scale. And you do have to live on campus for the first year. But if you were to meet these requirements, you will be receiving in-state tuition as well as an additional $2,000. Okay, so that one is pretty awesome there as well. Otherwise, we have our out-of-state grant, which is here on the right. And so this one, they're looking for a 2.75 to 3.49 GPA on a 4.0 scale. Again, have to live on campus for that first year. But if you were to be eligible for this scholarship, you wouldn't be receiving in-state, but you wouldn't be receiving out-of-state. It's somewhere in the middle, and I'll show you what that looks like here in just a second. Alrighty, so some really good scholarships right here. And I have a couple more that I want to hit on before I get into that estimated annual cost of attendance. So I want to talk about these two right here because they're a little bit different than the ones that I've already talked about. So we have our Multicultural Leadership Scholarship. That's the first one here. So for this one, they're looking for, a 3.0 GPA at least, as well as, some kind of involvement in the community. This is more of like an essay/resume type deal here, and this is a $5,000 scholarship. And then we also have our Presidential Scholarship, and so this is for those who are, ranked top of their class, first or second, They have an SAT of 1280 or an ACT of 27. And this is kind of our full ride scholarship here. And so the reason I wanted to point these out today is because they're, what do you call them? Requirements, that's what you call them, have not changed. And so with the presidential scholarship, those test scores are still required. And our multicultural leadership scholarship, there is still kind of a interview process with that as well. So a couple extra scholarships to hit on there. But now I will get into that estimated annual cost of attendance. So for those of you that are receiving our Illinois Regional Award, or our out-of-state merit scholarship, you're going to be looking at the top line. So you're going to be looking at our in-state rates, which is, again, really awesome. So tuition and fees being about $8,900, housing about $5,000, meal plan about $4,400, with a total of about $18,400. And that is per year. Okay, we are very proud to be the most affordable four-year university in Indiana, but this is also based off of 15 credit hours per semester. It's about the average that our students take, but you can take as little as 12 to be considered full-time and up to about 18. So it could fluctuate a little bit with that in mind too. Okay. For those receiving that out-of-state grant, you're looking at this middle line here. So tuition and fees being about $11,400, housing and meal plan the same with a total of about $20,900. And then for those that do not qualify for any of the above, you're looking at that out-of-state rate here at the bottom, tuition and fees being about $20,400, housing and meal plan the same with a total of about $29,900 there. Okay, again, all of those are per year. Alrighty. So a lot of good stuff going on here. And if you guys have any questions about that, like I said, please feel free to put those in the Q&A. But one last thing that I did want to hit on, because we all know some of you are going to be a little further away than, maybe your typical commute. So let's talk about housing on campus a little bit, which is personally one of my favorite parts of campus because it is just amazing. Okay, so we do have two different on-campus housing options. Our first one here on the left is our residence hall. And so this is for freshmen only. So you can only live there your first year. And the way it's set up is there's two people on one side, two people on the other side. So you are only ever sharing a bedroom and a bathroom with one other person. We don't have any community bathrooms on the entire campus. You're not sharing with like 30 different people, nothing like that. Kind of living in luxury here at USI, I'm not gonna lie. And also in these residence halls, a meal plan is required just because it only comes with a sink and a mini fridge. It's shared between the four of you in that room. We don't want you to starve or anything like that. So meal plan is required. Alrighty. Otherwise, our second on-campus housing option over here on the right is our campus apartment. And this is actually for freshmen through senior. So you can live there at any point throughout your 4 years. And it's basically set up the same way with two people on one side, two people on the other side, again, sharing a bedroom and a bathroom with one other person, except for this time you have a kitchen. So that meal plan is not required if you don't want one. A lot of our students will still get one just because either one, they don't want to walk back to their apartment in the middle of the day, make food and come back on campus. It's really easy to just swipe that card while you're here. Or two, they're just really bad at cooking. So whatever your reasoning is, you can kind of decide whether you want a meal plan or not. Alrighty. What's really cool about these campus apartments, so whenever you walk out of your door, you're walking directly outside. So it's giving you that real apartment feel, that real independence feel. For these residence halls are meant for more of a community feel. So you're going to walk into a building and then into your room. So you're going to be on a hallway with a lot of different people there. Okay. Obviously in that first year, both options are available to you. So kind of have to figure out what your preference is. Alrighty. So I realized that I went through a lot of information in a short amount of time, but I guess I'm going to turn it over to Corinne now. If you guys have questions, feel free to put those in the Q&A, but Corinne, go for it.
All right, thanks. If you want to go ahead and stop your screen share, we can open it up for Q&As while we wrap this up. But Kirsten said, she mentioned housing and how you have the choice. And so ultimately, all this information that we're sharing hopefully gets you to the point where USI is, if it isn't already, a part of your consideration list. And the reality is that there's a lot of campuses, a lot of institutions that can probably help you get where you want to be in life, but it comes down to that fit. And the best way to determine that fit is not by sitting here on Zoom listening to us, it's by visiting our campus. And so we're really proud that we've been able to continue to execute in-person campus visits. And we've also diversified our visit options so that you can get a better feel of campus, even if you don't necessarily feel comfortable or can't quite make it to campus. So as it currently stands, we're offering visits twice a day, Monday through Friday. We do have a limit to the number of visitors that we can accommodate per day in order to maintain social distancing and make sure that we're providing a safe visit environment for all of our guests. But we are, having as many options as we can to be able to accommodate as many families, especially as fall breaks from school come up, or other days where you have available to come and visit. In addition to visits Monday through Friday, we have also expanded our Saturday visit options, and we are going to be open almost every Saturday, sometimes for 2 different sessions up until Thanksgiving weekend. So definitely check out the visit opportunities online. If you want to come to campus, but don't necessarily want to walk around with a lot of other people, we've also instituted a drive-through campus tour. You'll come to campus, follow a USI admissions representative in one of our vehicles. So you'll be in the safety of your own vehicle. You'll tune into an audio Zoom call, and you'll basically go on a guided tour from an admissions professional to show you where you'll eat, where you'll live, where you'll study, just from the comfort of your own vehicle. And so that takes about 45 minutes and does give some bit of a variety so that you can actually get a sense of space on campus and see where everything's at, the lay of the land. Lastly, we do have some virtual visit options. So we do have student ambassadors that give our in-person tours. We also have ambassadors and current students who are helping give our virtual tours online. So we have some recorded options available if you're up at 1 o'clock in the morning and want to take a USI tour, but we also have a daily live virtual info session, as well as a guided tour by an ambassador, so that they can share their experiences with you. They can show you buildings and talk about what happens in each of those buildings, but also tie in how they've utilized those facilities in their USI experience to showcase what it's like to truly be a USI student. So with that said, we really hope that you can schedule a visit with us. We would love to show you around campus and help you decide if USI is that fit for you. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up to Q&As, and Mark's back on. We're gonna kind of tag team this as a group here. So the first question I am going to address to Mark, the question is, can I apply as a freshman if I have college credits? And I'm assuming you're talking about dual credits.
Absolutely. The majority of our students, I would say probably close to 90% of our incoming freshmen have college credit. So if you bring that college credit, you are still considered a freshman in terms of scholarships, housing opportunities, everything else. But academically, you may be a mid-semester freshman. You may be a sophomore. We even have some students who will finish their associate's degrees while they're in high school. They'll take that credit. They'll be juniors academically, but they'll still be eligible for all the perks and benefits that a freshman would have.
As far as scholarships go, there's a specific question about the presidential scholarship. Does a student have to meet all of their requirements, both the GPA and the rank and the test scores, to qualify?
Yes, you have to either be ranked 1 or 2 in the class at the beginning of the senior year, or have a 4.0 GPA at a non-ranking school, and have either a 27 ACT or a 1280 SAT. You don't have to have both of those, but at least one. And we do super score both tests. So we'll super score the ACT and the SAT if that's what we need to do to get you to be presidential eligible.
Kirsten, I'm going to toss this next one to you. How does a student make sure that we've received their official transcript?
Yeah, so you can either call us, you can email me personally if you would like, but we can just check it in our system, see what we have or what we're missing, and we'd love to help you out. But yeah, just feel free to email me or call our office, but our contact information is on our website.
Absolutely. And we accept your transcripts electronically if your school has an automatic transcript delivery service, or you can email those directly to enroll@usi.edu. We'll also take them through the mail, although that takes a little bit longer than if you can get it to us electronically. Okay, please feel free to send in any questions. It looks like we've got one more, but if there are more coming in, we'll certainly answer those. So the question is, how long does it take to hear about being accepted to the university?
Typically within 2 weeks. Early October, sometimes we get very busy with a big deluge of applications. But I'd say from this point on, you should be able to find out your status within 2 weeks.
For those of you who may have applied back in early September, we did just mail out a first big batch of printed decision letters, although you should have received an email notification prior to that. But we do expect that first big batch of decision letters to be hitting the mail this week if they haven't already. If someone is leaning towards coming to USI, and I can answer this one, will I be able to speak to an academic advisor? So the answer to that is we've got a slew of processes in place to help you transition to USI. We can definitely set, if you're wanting to know information about a certain major or how your dual credit might transfer, we can set you up with a faculty member who can discuss the academic major. And as admissions professionals, we can probably take a look and help you understand how most of your credits will transfer. Once you actually know that you're attending USI, pretty soon we're going to be sending out information about how you can declare your intent to enroll. And if you declare that intent to enroll prior to January 15th, we're going to set up a pre-advising appointment with an academic advisor for you so that you can answer some of those first questions. We can answer some of those first questions that you may have before you even go to register for classes. So hopefully that answers your question, and we're going to be with you every step of the way, helping in whatever way that we can to help you feel prepared and informed. Next question is about teacher education. So are there any special requirements to be accepted into the teacher education program specifically?
So I know with our teacher education program, they do have a certain test that you have to pass in order to actually get accepted into the program. Or I know you can surpass taking that test if you have a certain SAT or ACT score. So definitely recommend going to check out their website for those specific requirements that they're looking for. But I believe the test is called CASA, unless it has changed its name recently, but that's what it used to be called. But I highly recommend our education program. One of the really cool things about being here in Evansville, the third largest city in Indiana, is we have so many awesome schools just right in our backyard. And so our students get to have, that experience right away, honestly, probably freshman year, if not sophomore year at the earliest, to where some schools, may wait until you're student teaching your senior year. So highly recommend it.
All right, it looks like we are wrapping up 1 minute early. So thank you so much for the questions. And again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please reach out to us if we can help in any way that we can, and hopefully we'll see some of you on campus soon.
Awesome, thank you guys. So thanks for everyone who's joined tonight. Our last slide here really just kind of goes over there at the end of this. When you exit out, there should be a quick survey that will appear. It's only 4 questions, so if you wouldn't mind making sure you fill that out, that'd be awesome. If you are more interested in more sessions, you can sign up for those sessions at IACAC.org. And like I said earlier, if you missed anything or want to go back for record, the recordings will also be listed on the website as well too. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, you all.